Good afternoon, Freilich Chanukah. It is the fourth day of Hanukkah. It's Sunday, December 29th, 2024. And we currently are looking at something very special for those winter weather enthusiasts for the latter part of this week, but even more so for the beginning part of next week. So I just wanted to share with you on the screen what we have over here. Right now, we're looking at the European computer model snow totals for the next 8 days. This, as you can see, Chicago seems to be pretty much the highest amount in areas just to the north of Chicago. Evanston at Northbrook 12.8 inches, Chicago 11.9 inches. Now, what's important to point out is that not all of this is from one storm, but it pretty much is. We have an area of snow that may move and affect the area perhaps Tuesday evening. Other portions of the Midwest will be affected by this later in the week, just an inch or something maybe Thursday night. Not for Chicago. This is all from next Sunday night, and Monday's system, which we're going to take a look at in just a second. Okay, we're going to go right now over to the European computer model. We're going to take a look at the development of the storm. Right now, we have a stronger storm, which is of low pressure of 29.2 actually, which is just to our northeast, and the rain, it's bringing rain to our area. That rain comes to an end as that low pressure system moves off to the northeast. We have a second storm system. It's a Colorado low. It is a weaker system, and it moves into our area on Tuesday. The system has less Gulf moisture. With this system, the snow remains off to our north and west. As you can see right here on this map over here, it remains up in Wisconsin and Iowa. That's where the snow remains. And for Chicago, it is an all rainmaker. Perhaps, however, at the very end, perhaps Tuesday evening, we do see some wet snow that could move into our area. That's Tuesday evening into Tuesday night. And now that I'm looking at it, it looks like it might even be more than just a few hours of snow. So that's something that has to be looked into. What exactly is going to be going on with that rain changing over to snow Tuesday night with this storm system, which is at that point going to be a 29.4 storm that moves across the area Tuesday night. Probably will get some type of accumulation from that. A Clipper system then moves across the Midwest. It misses the Chicago area, and as you see, that's on the Missouri-Iowa border. That's for Thursday. It moves into central Illinois, missing Chicago for Thursday afternoon, and then affects the Cincinnati, Ohio area, certainly very close to the Cincinnati, Ohio area. That's sometime Thursday evening. It's a close call exactly what's going to happen, and then it moves off into the Charleston, West Virginia. That area gets snow, and that's Thursday night. That's a Thursday night snow. Okay, now here's the big system, however. So if we were to look, first of all, at temperatures, we'll look at that in just a second. The temperatures do go way down. Actually, let's look at the temperatures right now. The temperatures do go way down after the second system. It's a weaker system, but as we pointed out, that's when the snow starts to come in. For today, we do have unseasonably mild temperatures over our area. You'll see temperatures, the forecast temperatures, we have temperatures well into the 40s. Some areas even, it's up in the, just to not that far from us, temperatures in the 50s. We go into tomorrow, the colder air does start to come in. But for the next storm system, we remain above freezing for the first half of it, as you see, and that's why the precipitation will be falling as rain. But by Tuesday evening, the temperatures are cold enough for it to fall as snow. The question is, will there be any snowfall accumulations? Because as you could see, those temperatures remain above freezing. They do drop below freezing as we go through the night, Tuesday night, and then much colder air moves in. And by Wednesday afternoon, temperatures remain in the 20s in our area, and temperatures remain in the 20s for Thursday afternoon as well. And it's in the 20s Friday afternoon as well. Highs in the 20s for Saturday afternoon as well. And then Sunday afternoon, highs are in the 20s. And Sunday is a very important day over here because we have the development of a powerful storm system that it starts developing on Saturday. The system really is over in the Gulf of Alaska right now, but it eventually makes its way into the Colorado area by Saturday, by this upcoming Shabbos over in Colorado. Yeah, you can see, well, we have this 5 a.m. It's in Wyoming at 29.66. We could round it off to 29.7, and it eventually makes it into Colorado by Shabbos afternoon, Saturday afternoon, strengthening to 29.6, pretty close to Denver, Colorado at that time. This is the European computer model. The GFS shows something similar, but it's just a 12-hour delay. And that system moves into it strengthens another 0.1, which would be 3 MB again to 29.5 as we go into the evening, Saturday evening over the Texas Panhandle at 29.5. Our system moves into the Oklahoma area. This is something called a panhandle hook, where the thing actually makes a little bit of a dip, and it allows it to collect Gulf moisture, which there is plenty of. The Gulf is completely wide open into the system, and that system moves over the Springfield, Missouri area Sunday morning around 4 a.m. It's at a 29.6 if we were to round it up. And the system strengthens rapidly, actually, on Sunday. We have, it's a 29.5 pretty much. It remains just to the south of the St. Louis area along the Mississippi River between Missouri and Illinois. That's Sunday morning, 9 a.m. And this is the European computer model. Again, it's likely that the GFS does have this at a delay, but it's at 29.3 by the time you get to Sunday afternoon at 29.3 by 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon. So over a 6-hour period, it would have dropped 6 MB. If that would continue for a full 24 hours, that is called abomogenesis. I have not checked up on that to see if that's what's forecasted to happen. But we certainly do have, not only that, we have this storm strengthens another 6 MB over the next 6 hours. You have by around midnight, 1 a.m. Monday morning, it's at 29.15. And look at those very strong winds, very direct winds going across the entire fetch of Lake Michigan, northeast winds coming right into the Chicago area. So that would bring lake effect snow into our area, and you see the water temperatures are cold enough for snow. But even if it wouldn't be cold enough for snow, the air temperatures are so cold that the water temperatures don't even have to be cold enough for snow. It would be falling as snow nonetheless, because you see those temperatures in areas not being affected by the lake or in the teens. You could see it really more clearly when you go into 5,000 feet above the surface. You get to see those. The air temperatures are about 8 or 9 degrees, moving over water temperatures, which are, this thing will show the water temperature of, it shows it being 30, 35, 36. It shows it being 41 in the middle of the lake. I don't know if it's really that warm in the middle of the lake, but this is something Sunday night, a heavy lake effect snow event could set up over the Chicago area, along with the possibility of just heavy snow from a winter storm in general, from this strong winter storm. If you look at the snowfall accumulations here, this is for the European computer model. We're going to go all the way up to, let's put it at, where the snow starts, let's say, early Sunday morning. We put the 24-hour total, and we see it at 10 point. We see a 10 to 11 inch storm, closer to 12 inches when you get into Waukegan and areas like that. This is the 24-hour period, Sunday 8 a.m. to Monday 8 a.m. next week. If you put that at, so it might actually go a little bit past 8 a.m. That's the European computer model. Now, the GFS model actually shows something super similar. It may not be super similar. We have snow totals 11, also a little bit more than 11 inches at this point. This is the updated GFS model. It was not showing this much prior to this, but and the GFS model also shows an additional snow moving through shortly after this one. So we have like the 2 p.m. Sunday to 2 p.m. Monday period, bringing 10.6 inches of snow. But you move that to 5 p.m., we get even more. The 5 p.m. Sunday to 5 p.m. Monday period, the GFS, we have 10 to 12 inches of snow over the Chicago area. So this GFS model was updated 1 hour and 22 minutes ago. The European computer model was updated 6 hours ago. But the GFS has done a remarkable turnaround in a certain way, because earlier it was only forecasting 6 or 7 inches for the Chicago area. So the European was way up there. But now the GFS has caught up with the European. The difference between the two is the timing of the storm. That's the GFS really has it coming in about 12 hours later. That's the European has it starting more around sunrise or an hour before sunrise on Sunday. The GFS has it starting again around 12 hours later. We go the GFS over here. You see the snow moves in. Here you have the snow. Well, we seem to have snow here even as early as, oh, that's the European. We go to the GFS. The snow moves in by 4 p.m. on Sunday. We have the snow over the area, and we have a solid storm. That's the GFS brings low pressure system of it's 29.4. It eventually reaches 29.4 while it is in the Midwest. And according to the European computer model, it's a stronger system. I think it goes to 29.1 eventually. And while in the Midwest, it's 29.2. And we also, a big difference between the two is the strength of the Arctic air behind the storm. And I think really the GFS is more realistic. Meteorologists seem to be following that. That would make a big difference in terms of the intensity. If there is lake effect snow, the European it would be more intense with that. So this is a very interesting storm that's happening in about a week from today. And the reason why this is interesting is because we have the European and the GFS model both showing the exact same thing, pretty much. I wouldn't say exact, but it's very, very close. So this should increase the confidence of something like this happening. Another thing to look at, which is also consistent, is the ICON computer model. That's the German model. The German model it only goes up to Saturday. It doesn't go up to Sunday. But you go to the ICON model, and you will see if you go up to Saturday, you will see also, this model also has low pressure developing in the southern plains. You see that low pressure there. So they also have the low pressure in the southern plains by Motzei Shabbos, which is consistent. All three of those models have low pressure in the southern plains. The difference is the other models are long-term forecast models, so they continue forecasting even past that time. The ICON doesn't go up to anything past that time. This ICON model was updated 3 hours and 3 minutes ago. So that's something interesting to look at for next week. It would be, again, a Sunday storm, a Sunday and Sunday night storm, according to the European model, and a Sunday afternoon into a Monday storm, possibly not even ending until Monday evening, according to the GFS model. GFS also brings a minor snow system into the area Tuesday afternoon. And the other thing that we're looking at would be this upcoming Tuesday evening, if we would get any snow on the backside of this weaker Colorado low, which is weaker regarding precipitation, but stronger regarding bringing in the cold air. Solid cold air moves in for the latter part of this week. We look at the temperatures again, and you just see we'll go to the European computer model, and we see those temperatures just move in. The 20s moves in, and they're here to stay. They don't really go away at all. In fact, by Monday, according to the European model, we have afternoon highs dropping to just unbelievably cold. the European computer model shows it's not really realistic unless there's a break off of the polar vortex. It's really not so realistic to think that the temperature Tuesday afternoon next week would be 10 below zero. So I believe meteorologists are working right now. When we go that far out, we're going to look at the GFS model, which is more realistic, and it has also very cold temperatures, but temperatures more realistic in the low 20s. The peak day, the peak cold occurring, according to the GFS, the peak cold would be occurring on Wednesday, I guess, is it Wednesday of next week. No, it only really goes up through Tuesday with a high of 21 degrees. And the European computer model shows much colder conditions with temperatures, the high on Tuesday next week, only 4 below zero, Wednesday 11 below zero. These things are not so realistic with another system coming in the latter part of next week. So we're going into a much colder and snowier pattern, but the main system is Sunday to Monday of next week. It's Sunday night. I think, we have everybody will be, all computer models agree that snow will be falling Sunday night. These things could change, but it's just to be this far out and for both global models to be forecasting 11 inches over the Chicago area with temperatures not even borderline. There's really, temperatures are so cold, so below 32, and also the lake, there's no ice in the lake, the winds are off the lake. There's so many methods that heavy snow could be brought into the Chicago area at that time that it seems like there should be an increased confidence in the snow